That's better.
So today's project is a weirdly shaped little cabinet that's going to go behind our bathroom door. We have a little triangular shaped space, but I think that would be a weird looking cabinet and it would be kind of fussy to make. So I'm making one that will go right into the corner, which means it's going to have to fit over the existing baseboards and little moldings and things like that. And that's where I am now. I'm going to build a separate base for it, which will get me up above the moldings, and I'll fit that, and then I'll make another cabinet to sit on top of it. I'll put a door, little shelf on top, and I'm making it mostly out of MDF. The door will probably be pine, but everything else will be MDF. It's going to be fine. You'll see. So I have the rough shape of this thing. I don't know whether you can see it. I think I can do this. It'll be basically something like that. A rectangular cabinet with a mitered corner. This side, these two sides will go against the wall. I've set this piece inward so that the molding can live back here. And I'll cut this off to length so that it also clears the molding. And then on these two pieces, I will need to cope for the moldings so that it fits nice into that corner. And that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to get this corner where it needs to be. This distance here is what I need. I need to make this side. You know that feeling when you're videoing a project and you forget to put the camera on? Well, that's what we have here. And I'm basically done. But I wanted to show you the craziness of the Shopsmith compared to a regular table saw. Regular table saw, you tilt the blade. If you want to make an angled cut like this one, this is 22.5 degrees. But on the Shopsmith, you have to tilt the whole table. But it works. And so what you end up doing is, you can see that I've tilted it. You set your fence. The outfeed roller would be nice if it tilted as well. Something I might work on one day, but for now, and it's not set because I had readjusted it for something else. But in essence, you're feeding this through and you're cutting the edge that way. I thought it was worth pointing that out. If it's a little hairy at times, and if you have to do something wide like I've done, you have to go through all sorts of other craziness, but it actually works pretty well. Just looks ridiculous. Now put some biscuits in here, so when I put the joints together, they have something to line up to. Mark reference marks. One's top, one's bottom. But this is set to 22.5. You have to make sure that where the blade comes out, it's going to fall within the appropriate space without sticking through the front. I have done that. Now it's just a matter of point and shoot. So let's see what's going on here. So I want this to mount like that. And this will be, oh my gosh, I tore my paper. So this will be the right side of the cabinet. And I have determined that I want to use biscuits. I'm setting them back just a little bit, so when I put this one on, there's a little reveal. I'll show you in a second, but the way I'm cutting these, this piece is easy, you just poke it in there. But to get that in there, what I'm doing is using a little spacer block, which gives me a little bit more surface here, so that when I use my cutter, my joiner, biscuit joiner, it's a little more stable, and that actually works pretty well. That's perfect. All I want is just this little bit of a lip here, because that'll sit against the wall. If I have to trim it a little bit, I will. And the other thing is I want to make sure that there's enough room here to mount the hinge, which doesn't need a lot of space, but it needs a little. So I'm taking care of that.